We did a nice surprise for my daughter this weekend to go see Disney on Ice, and it had a really interesting lesson about originality.
I thought you didn't know about that. Sounds like it.
Is that what we're doing today? I'm excited about this.
Oh, this is hot tea. No one.
We've had an awesome time here in Peoria. It was just a little visit to hang out with my father-in-law for his birthday. And two, it was a little surprise for Addison, my 2-year-old, so she could go and see Disney on Ice.
So we gotta get ready and probably...
Disney on Ice.
That's right.
Disney on.
Well,
We're packed in here.
you should see when she rides with me. She's got her feet up.
Are you excited, buddy?
You think it is gonna be cold in there, hon? Where are we going?
It depends on maybe where we're sitting. If it's close to the ice, yes. For the most part, Disney on Ice was fun. We did bump into a little bit of trouble when the Snow White story happened. I've never seen her so scared. She clung to me and just kept yelling, I want to go somewhere else, Daddy. I want to go somewhere else, Daddy. So I had to run out of there when the kind of the scary mirror and evil evil witch. I don't even know. I've like lost track, and we got out of there so fast that like I don't even know what happens in Snow White anymore. But we got out of there because she was scared. Are you having a good time? Nice. Did it get a little scary? They're done fixing the ice, so now they're almost done, and the show is gonna start soon again. I started looking into where Snow White came from, and it dawned on me that Snow White isn't even an original Disney tale. Snow White comes from the Brothers Grimm, the Grimm fairy tales from like the early 1800s. And that story was repurposed into a Disney movie called Snow White. When you look into this, almost every successful movie Disney has done comes from a fairy tale from like the 1800s, from either Brothers Grimm or Hans Christian Andersen. Even things like Frozen, which seems so new and innovative. Frozen is based on something called the Ice Queen or the Snow Queen. I've seen both titles, but it was a fairy tale from Hans Christian Andersen. It was radically changed. I don't know, maybe Snow White was closer to the original. I think it was. I think Beauty and the Beast might have been closer to its original fairy tale. Frozen is radically different. So there's a lot of, you know, original thinking there, but very much inspired from something from the past. I can imagine some Disney hater being like, well, that's Disney. They don't invent anything new. Pixar is much more innovative. Pixar, Bug's Life came from an Aesop fable, The Ant and the Grasshopper, I think it was called. The point is, I think it's really interesting to pay attention to what Disney has done here. They've taken things and repurposed them or brought them into new venues. They took a fairy tale and brought it into animation. And they're still doing it. People are taking the animation, the successful things in animated properties, and putting them into an ice show that does remarkably well.
Does that match this?
I mean, they not exactly match, but oh, look what he's got. Look what Grandpa's got.
This is a turkey call. A very different one. So you go like this. That's a piece of slate. You bought it in St. James, Missouri.
Cool. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I don't know much about turkey calls or anything, but
I used to have an actual one in my mouth, a little diaphragm.
They take these animations and then turn them into live theatrical productions like The Lion King, which does ridiculously well. And I don't think enough people do this. I think a lot of people are constantly trying to be these original thinkers, and I like it, right? I mean, I too try to think like, well, I don't need to be influenced by anything. I want to come up with some original idea. But my best stuff, look at Draft. Draft is some of my best stuff, and it's writing software. But what was it? It was basically me taking what was a very good idea happening over at GitHub, like online version control, where you can, you know, see individual edits and bringing them into writing. I saw another idea and I brought it into a venue that was important to me where I didn't see it being done very well yet. When I look at like what we're doing at High Rise, one of our most popular things that we've released recently was a Slack integration. High Rise is so much about email, you know, forwarding email, getting the contact information into High Rise. But then we see Slack. Here's a new venue that we haven't explored very much, but we do use, you know, with our team, and we realized the popularity of Slack as a communication platform. So we brought High Rise to it. Now there's a Slack integration where, you know, you can have a conversation with a lead in Slack and still get this data over to High Rise. And it was a really popular post for us and a feature addition for us. And it wasn't inventing anything crazy new, but it was bringing something that we already know is successful, High Rise, our product to begin with, and bringing it into a new venue. After all, people have been doing things for so long. There's a lot of ideas out there just kind of waiting. It's just a whole pile of really awesome things that we can borrow from and be inspired by. But it does take looking through history and not being afraid to try to borrow things from disparate industries and places maybe that you're not familiar with, and studying them so that you can bring those things into the places where you are familiar with.
They had wings on them. Oh wait, I got you guys a little right there. Oh wait.
I see. I thought you were going to see a somersault for some reason.
No, just the coat flip.
Thank you everyone for watching these videos. This channel's growing like crazy. There's a lot of new people here, and so welcome. I'm glad and hope you're getting a ton out of these. If you dig a video, please hit that thumbs up. It helps it spread, and I could use all the help spreading these as I can get. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I upload a new video every single day about business and marketing and just getting through the obstacles of life at the same time. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye everybody.